On March the 25th, 2009, Cheryl Kane's body was found in a dumpster behind a former gas station on Highway 29 at Burgess Road in Pensacola, Florida. DNA matched Scott Joseph Thompson to the scene. He's then brought in for questioning. I do have the crime scene photos. They will be displayed throughout. I also have his second interview, which will be played later in this video. Please subscribe if you like what you see.
And she never came over that night?
No, sir.
And she never talked to you on the phone again after that?
No, sir.
Okay. And, of course, yesterday I go over to your house because I get a call from the family saying Larry Spears has called them saying that he was over at your house and had found Cheryl's wallet in your room,
Yes, sir.
under your bed. And when I went over there and talked to you, you said that's where you placed it. Is that correct?
Under the mattress.
Under the mattress, right. Well, under your bed, under the mattress, sorry. Yeah, between the box spring and the mattress.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When I got there, Larry set the wallet on my car, and I collected it from him. And you were standing there when I did that. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You told me at that time that you had set it there for safekeeping. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. When did you find that wallet?
Thursday, Thursday or Friday. I don't think when. When did you come over?
I came over to your house by Friday. Yeah, that Friday I came by.
Friday. It was Saturday.
Okay.
Next day.
So you found the wallet on Saturday. Did you work that day?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you find it before you went to work, after you went to work?
After.
Okay. So you found it in the evening time. You remember what was the circumstances? Tell me how you found it.
I was packing up the rest of Larry's stuff. I mean, like I said, he'd already got his bed and some of his clothes. He left a basket and stuff in the dresser. And I was packing the rest of his stuff, putting it out there on the little sunroom.
Okay.
And just packing up everything. And then I saw that. And I think the only thing else there was like a hair clip.
No, exactly where was it?
It was in the dresser.
In the dresser.
Yeah.
Now, when you found this wallet, did you go through it?
I just unzipped it and seen that it was her ID.
Did you think that was important?
I thought it was just something that would need to hold on to.
Okay, so when I came over and I talked to you on Friday, and I said that I was, investigating the death of Cheryl, and then I was looking to talk to Larry and could you assist me in contacting Larry and all that, you didn't think that finding the wallet in Larry's old bedroom was of importance?
I really didn't think of it at the time, like putting two and two together, like, that was her wallet. I just, because, she's had stuff there before and, it really didn't click like, oh, that was her wallet. I figured it, might have been like an old wallet or.
Okay. But you saw her driver's license in it and all that? Okay. She got her driver's license and all that stuff in there, and you didn't think it was important? Okay. And then for safekeeping, instead of calling me, you put it under your bed?
I just stuck it under my mattress. I didn't put it out with this stuff. I knew I was going to. I figured you'd be calling the next day or the day after.
Okay. And so, you never saw Cheryl again and never talked to her again after that Monday?
No.
Okay. Where were you Monday night?
I got off work, got in the shower, went to my parents and ate supper.
Okay.
Been eating over there lately.
Okay. But what time did you get off work?
About 5:30.
Okay. You told me you were making those phone calls to Cheryl at 5:30. You over at your parents' house making these phone calls about drugs, or you were at your house?
No, I was at my house.
Okay. So
getting in the shower.
You said 5:30 or 6. So when are you eating?
About 7, 6.
About 7. Okay. So you went home, didn't take a shower at your house, right? You took a shower at your parents'?
No, I took a shower at my house.
Okay. So you take a shower at your house, make these phone calls, and you said you did phone calls up until about 7 p.m. And then I guess you go to your parents' house. And your parents will confirm that you had dinner with them that night.
Yep.
Okay. So you had dinner at your parents' house. With your parents?
Yeah.
Who all was there?
My mom, my dad.
Okay, let me ask you this. You're going to be turning yourself in on Tuesday, right? For the warrant.
No, I've already turned myself. All right, you're
Yeah,
talking
that
about
Tuesday, right. And so Monday night you're at home, and pretty much you know the next day you're turning yourself in, right?
I didn't know it was going to be Tuesday.
Okay.
I knew it was going to be that week.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be more like.
Why did you take Tuesday off?
Just because I thought I was going to be in jail for, like, on a no bond until my court date.
Okay.
And that's when.
Did you have Wednesday off too?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have Thursday off?
No, I went back to work Thursday.
Okay. And you worked Monday?
Monday? No, I don't think I did work Monday.
The suspect seems a little nervous, but that's nothing out of the ordinary. Sometimes he stutters when he talks, but that's understandable given the situation he is in. So far, he hasn't given any information, but the police find it to be a contradiction. The police officer is now going to ask him about phone calls that he made, and maybe there's some irregularities with his story.
Well, I don't know, because we've kind of gone over it several times here. And I've asked you about the phone calls and how many number of phone calls and what times they were, and I was pretty specific. And I went back over it again to find out about it. But then we got 3 more phone calls later that night, after the time you said you last talked to her.
3?
So the last time, yeah. Well, the others are for 1 minute. So I don't know if they went through or not, but they're dialed.
Yeah.
You to her to you, in 1 8-minute conversation.
Yeah.
Okay,
We
you don't
played
remember
phone
that?
tag a couple times.
Well, but I'm pretty specific, and you're saying after 7 o'clock. So what was that last phone call about?
That was about when she told me about Tommy, about saying something like he loved her and it weirded her out, and I told her that, he was supposed to be trying to get some later, and
You don't think that's kind of peculiar?
no.
Let me lay it to you like this, okay? The last person that I can put her talking to that night is you, okay? The last person while she's alive she talked to is you. Okay. The person that's found with her wallet and his house is you. Okay. I want you telling me what I'm after here is the truth. Okay. 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 Don't want you confused. I want you telling me the truth. The problem I'm seeing here, and just let me explain to you. The problem I'm seeing here is I'm being very specific with you, and I'm wanting specific answers, and you're giving me specific answers, and then 5-10 minutes later, when we go back to it, and I tell you a new bit of information that shows, hey, you couldn't be telling me the correct information, then you're changing the story. So you've done that now on the wallet. You've done this now on the phone calls. I do a lot of interviews with people. I've been doing this job for 12 years now. I've been a cop for 12 years. I've been doing investigations for a long time too. Okay? The things you're showing me are deception. Okay? You're not sure. You know why you're not sure? Because you're not, the truth slides right out. It's when you got falseness in there, you're trying to cover something up that you get confused. This is easy now, okay? I'm asking you specific questions. This is not like I'm talking to you about something that happened months ago. This is Tuesday. We're asking you stuff that happened last week. You haven't even worked a full week since last week. Okay? I want you on page with me now, okay? So when I go over this stuff, I'm glad I hadn't started this thing. We're all screwed around now. Okay, let's go back to the phone call conversations on Monday. You with me?
Yes.
On Monday.
Mm-hmm.
You said you talked to, well, the first time you said you talked to her 3 times. Last call being around 7 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
But now we remember these other phone calls later, right? Or at least a conversation.
Well,
around 8:23 to be exact.
I talked to her 3 times, and I know we played phone tag like once. Where, she called me, I didn't answer, or I'd call her, she didn't answer.
Mm-hmm.
But, I talked to her, actually physically talked to her, I think 3 times.
Okay. You're right on time with the other times. This 8:30 phone call.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about it. What was going on with that phone call?
That was the last phone call when she
Okay.
said, "Did you find anything? Were you able to find anything for me?"
Right.
I said, "No, it's going to be later on. He didn't have nothing right now." And that's when she said, I'm going to go drink a beer and go hang out. And, if you find anything, call me back. And that's when we talked about, I guess, the new guy she's kind of seeing, Tommy. And she said that he had said that, like, he loved her or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she just said, it kind of freaked me out when he said that. And, it's kind of weird how he was saying he loved me. And that she was going to go have a beer. And, she goes out all the time. I don't ever go out and hang out or party.
Okay.
Nothing, but,
Well, of course you don't go out that much. I can't imagine you being the life of the party. But do you guys agree with me? So far, when I look at him, I don't see a murderer. I don't see something evil. I just see vanilla. I just see bland. I just see someone like a leaf in the wind. Just lives his everyday, takes a few drugs here or there, lives his job, pays his bills. He doesn't seem that sinister. Do you guys agree in my estimation? Let's keep going.
Then at 9 o'clock, 9:04, 9:05, one call to and one call from you. Do you remember that?
did I call her and then she called me back?
Your phone. I'm not saying you called her, but your phone called her.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you call her? I don't want to confuse you, but you just said you didn't talk to her again.
Talked to her a bunch that night. It's
okay.
I'm not saying.
But you're telling me this 8-minute conversation, right? Okay. Pretty much you told her it was done there, but then y'all are both calling each other. What? Less than an hour later. Okay.
I think. When I talked to her that last time, she was like, you sure you can't get nothing? Mm-hmm. And that's when I waited and called her and said, no. I really don't even remember if I got a hold of her that time. I think I called her. She didn't answer. And then she called me back.
Scott. Am I not being specific? Am I not trying to, I'm not trying to trick you here.
People don't never, get a little confused or,
Scott, you've been confused the whole time you've been here. You've been confused the whole time you've been in here. I'm not trying to come down on you. It's just me and you in here talking.
I know.
Okay?
Understand.
But listen to me. I'm asking you questions about a murder. Somebody's dead. Okay? It's as serious as it gets. The pucker factor in here's got to be max 10. You couldn't be more of a scary situation than talking about a murder with a homicide investigator. I understand that. Okay? But I'm putting your point on, and I'm asking you specific things, and I'm making sure each time I get done asking you this question, are you sure? Are we right there? Okay? You told me this 8-minute conversation ended. You wouldn't have any more reason to call her, but I have both of you calling each other less than an hour later.
I talked to her before that. I must have talked to her maybe for 3, 4, 5 minutes. I don't know in my head, like, okay, this time I talked to her was the 8-minute, this was the 5-minute, this. I'm not trying to BS around or, I want to say that's the truth and I know for 100%, but I'm not sure.
That's why I'm asking you. What would be the reason to call her after that? You said the conversation was over. You pretty much had told her at that time that, wasn't going to be able to hook you up. That was it. And she gave you a little conversation about Cody, and she said, hey, call me if you do run across something. And you said, would you have any more, do you have any more reason to call her? And you said, no. Did you call any more? No. Are you sure? I'm sure. And then I pull up the phone records and tell you, y'all both have a phone call conversation. Oh, yeah.
Well,
come on, man.
I don't know what to say, man.
I don't either, because you're
trying to
changing
be
your story every
cooperative.
time.
I'm not trying to change my story.
Okay.
I mean,
But do you see my point?
I see where you're coming from.
Okay. I don't know. I wasn't there. Okay. I don't know. I wasn't there. All right. Let's get back to this thing.
Are we going to do any recording today? Or,
yeah, man.
Or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine, man. I just
seem a little agitated.
I've been in here for 2 hours, and it seems like you go from talking about coming down to do a statement to interrogation, and I mean, just.
All right. So, anything else electronic in your house that's not there now? Because I didn't see anything electronic in your house other than that TV. No.
Okay.
The police officer is focusing on electronics because when the body was found, these old style cables, which I think is from a PlayStation, was wrapped around Cheryl's body, which tied her up. So the officer is thinking, okay, let me ask him, does he have any game consoles? Does he have any TVs in his house? What kind of electronics does he have? Because if he doesn't have any, then maybe he sold these, or maybe he doesn't have any because, well, he used this wire and he doesn't need the other components to it. And just for the record, this guy still is not the life of the party.
The only thing I had with me was a big screen and surround sound and like TVs and beds. I mean, that's the only really thing of value or electronic that I have besides, a dresser.
Okay. Let me explain to you how this works. I go through your story. Mm-hmm. We get it all here. And we're going to go through every little bit of it. Mm-hmm. Okay? And then I'm going to confirm everything you tell me. Remember when I was at your house and I talked to you the other day? Remember that first day I came over there, me and Investigator Newton came over there. And when we were leaving, I said, hey, look, I said, right now, I want to talk to Larry. And right now, you're assisting me with that. And I'm happy with that. But I wanted you to make sure that anything you told me, you're saying you weren't involved. You told me you weren't involved that day. You told me the last time you seen her that day. You told me the last time you talked to her that day. I said, just make sure what you tell me is the truth and you'll be fine. Okay? I'm going to confirm every single thing you tell me. Okay? We'll go through each little step of this and I'm going to confirm it. And that's why I do it with every single person. Okay? Just so you get the insight and you know what's going on. It's not a quick process. It's not something that you come in here, do it real quick and go. Okay? Now, if I just realize that I don't have the access to confirm all the information right then, it may be quicker. But if I have the access to confirm each one of these things, then I confirm each one of these things. Okay? So like Pam and Tasha, somebody's talking to them right now. Okay? Like your work schedule, somebody's up there talking to them right now, getting your work schedule. Phone records, I already have. Somebody's up there confirming your phone records. Just like I had that, that's just a copy. Somebody's actually sitting there working through that. I want to explain that to you, okay? This thing with Adam Post and his purchases from you, somebody's going to be talking with Adam Post right now, confirming that information, okay? This thing that I just got from Big, I'm going to go out there and somebody's going to go over there and they're going to be talking to Big right now. That's how it works, okay? So it's not a quick process, okay? It takes a little bit of time. And each time I'm going to break, it doesn't mean that I'm not, that I'm ignoring you or I'm trying to drag things out. I'm not. What I want to do and what my hope is today, to either eliminate you or include you in my list of suspects, okay? All right? That's what this is all about. That's all I do. I try to find the fraud. And if everything you said checks out and everything's good, you're eliminated from my list of suspects. Okay. If what you says doesn't checks out, you're included in my list of suspects, and we go from there. Okay. I don't want you to think that I'm putting you off. I know when I came in, you said, "Hey, are we going to get to the recording thing?" We're going to get to it, but I'm going to confirm everything, and then we're going to get to it. So I don't want you to have that mindset that hey, I should be back.
Well,
don't worry,
I'll talk to you. You know, you just said like come down, do a statement. I thought it would just be come down, be back at work, and
if
you know, I never told my work that I was going to be gone for this long.
Right, and I'll take care of calling your work and make sure of that. I told you I'm friends with the owner up there. I've known Derek for 20 plus years, and I'll call and say, look, he was right here with me. It's one of these things we got to be thorough. And I know Derek well enough. I've known him over the years, and I'm sure he's not going to have an issue with that. Now, is he going to pay you for this time that you're off? Probably not. But I mean, unfortunately, you're a witness in a murder case. And it's a friend of yours, so I hope you want to cooperate and help with it. Okay? We want to find out who killed her. That's what my goal is. Find out who killed her and prosecute the person that killed her. That's the whole goal. Okay? So it does take a little bit of time, but
that's why I'm being completely honest, and I want to.
Right.
I'm here to help. I wasn't trying to rush and say, you know, I'm getting pissed off, you know,
right,
or I want to leave.
Well, you seemed a little agitated, so I wanted to kind of explain it to you. I don't want any kind of misinterpretation. Okay.
I know for a fact I was still off work.
Well, I mean, the day I came over to see you, you told me you worked that day. Did you work that Thursday?
That was the first day I went back to work, was Thursday.
Because Wednesday the very next day when you're moving all this stuff, you said that's the day that you did it after work. Now, at first you told me it was during the day, and then you changed it to no, it was after work. I asked you, are you very sure? And I gave you an excellent frame of reference because I came and saw you about a murder. That to me would be a beacon in the sky. This, you know, something you should remember for a while. Homicide investigator comes to my house, knocking on my door, wanting to talk to me about my murdered friend. I would think, I mean, it would be reasonable to me, and I think most people would say, hey, this is something I'm going to damn remember. Okay? And it was only 4 days ago. Okay? So, you know, I gave you a good frame. I gave you a time, and I said, hey, are you sure? And we've gone over this a couple of times now, and you were pretty sure.
I understand, but like I said,
you're killing me here on changing your story, dude.
You know, we've been doing some drugs. I mean, it's not like I'm remembering every single solitary detail, and if I'm say something that might have been a day off or a week off or
do you feel like I'm trying to trap you and stuff?
No, not really.
I'm trying to be as upfront and open with you as I can. And,
you're asking me if I tell you I don't exactly remember.
Well, that's why I'm saying. But that's why I'm saying, are you sure? And we're getting these reminders, and that's what you're telling me. I am sure.
And I really don't remember the exact days, but if I tell you that, you're still going to be like, well, you know, that's the beacon. It's a good reference. It's only been a week or two, a week and a half. You ought to remember.
Right. Sure. I think a normal person can remember, especially with given a frame of reference. And you said, hey, look, I was off, but this is back to work time. This is when you know. And there's a big difference between Monday when you're off and doing all this moving and Friday when you work all day and then you started afterwards. And that's where the confusion's hitting. Okay, so you're not getting confused about multiple days off. Hey, maybe if I had 4 days off in a row and something happened on the first or second day off and the third day off, maybe I could be confused. But you're going back to work. This is after a traumatic knowledge of finding out your friend's murdered, and a homicide investigator coming over to your house and taking. I went over to your parents' house and talked to you originally, right? Mm-hmm. And you agreed to come with me over to your house, right? Yeah. We had a long conversation. To me, that would be something sticking in my mind, a great frame of reference. The next day, you're telling me you go to work all day, and then when you get done, you move this furniture and stuff.
I just remember being late, in the afternoon, when we went down over there off Kingsfield to run her by one of her friends, and I dropped them off. It was late in the day. It was starting to get kind of dusk.
Okay. Well, just to kind of clear this up a little bit, Tasha is correct then on the time that it happened that Monday.
For the baker's rack or the dresser?
For the dresser and the mirror on that Monday. She said the baker's act and all that was on Friday of the previous Friday. 4 days before that Monday or 3 days before that Monday. She also said that the black guy came over and bought the stuff from you. All this happened on Monday. Now I'll get another.
That's the day we were. That's the day it happened. It was on the same day.
And that's the same day that the last time you talked to Cheryl on. It's all the same day. Because phone records put you talking to her that Monday. And Tasha, on top of that,
It
says,
was.
and you confirm that you received a phone call from Tasha while
From
you're
Cheryl.
driving. From Cheryl while you're
She
driving.
saw us three in the car with the trunk open.
Right, and you talked to her on the phone. And this is all correct, right?
That was Monday.
Okay.
I thought it was
And
Monday.
that's the last time you've told me that you've seen your friend who is now dead and murdered. That's the last time you talked to her.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is all the same day. Are we clear on that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We're absolutely sure. So Tasha's correct when she says, hey, I got this dresser from him on that Monday and mirror, and it was loaded up, and you sold this
DVD player,
black
TV.
guy, the DVD player, and now a TV, and some kind of stereo booster on that day. That's all that Monday. And you have a conversation with Cheryl, and she overhears it, and you remember that.
Yeah.
Okay. Her recollection of that conversation was an argument. You cussing that stupid whore. She thinks I owe her money. I don't owe her money. That's the gist of the conversation I'm getting from her.
I'm telling you, man, Tasha's must be talking to Larry, or Larry went over there and talked to her, and that sounds like a setup, because that never happened.
Okay.
I mean,
Well,
we never argued.
We haven't talked to Pamela yet, but we'll talk to Pamela.
Talk to her before her sister calls, because I don't want to.
Well, she's at work. I don't think she's gonna. Well, people. Usually when people are talking to the police, they try to tell the truth as much as possible, as long as it doesn't get them in trouble. And I don't think this is going to get them in trouble. Okay. Okay. So you're saying
she said that I argued and yelled at her,
you
called her a stupid bitch.
Yeah, and when you got off the phone, you were still yelling and screaming. She said the conversation was basically over you owing Cheryl money, wanting her money. She also said that you owe a lot of people money. No?
This is the same girl that when Larry and Cheryl were broke up, when I lived in my old apartment, stole pills from me, denied it. Robbed me. I shouldn't even be hanging back around her.
But you went and got her, right? You went and got her to give her this furniture.
Right. Yeah, her and her sister.
And you're moving out of this apartment, this house that Derek owns for what reason again?
Because I'm probably going to be going to Keating when I go to court.
Right, so you need to move all your stuff. And your parents, the reason why you're not storing it is because your parents don't have room, is that correct?
Yeah, the garage is full. They don't want to pay storage.
Okay. So you got to get rid of this stuff.
Couches and stuff.
So it's not that you're doing them a huge favor, it's that you're doing yourself.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I was being nice to them. Mm-hmm. Her mom's always collecting broken stuff, fixing tables, but I did not owe her money, and I don't know. I'm telling you, the only thing I can think of is Larry's talked to her and said something about the wallet, implementing me and just trying to get them to go against me, because I don't know.
But everything else is lining up. The conversation's there. Yeah. They're talking about the black guy, which corroborates your story, the black guy. It's just the dates have been wrong. And you're telling me you're confused on the dates. So they have the correct dates.
I think are you sure you're not just trying to razzle me when she said that I called her a stupid this and that?
No, this is my pad. It's all right on it. Cussing at her, he owed her money. You see that sentence right there? Have you seen me write any of this since we've been in here? 3:31 at 12:30 hours. Right now it is 1:34 hours. So I started that interview at 12:34 hours, ended it at 12:51. Oh, actually, I started the recorded session at 12:51. So I just came from here, and that's my writing. You didn't see me write it anywhere else. Not making this stuff up, dude. I wasn't there. I'm just only going by what I'm told. Okay. Okay. So, what about this DVD player missing its power cords or connection cords? That's not true. So when I do get this guy in here, Big or LB, he's not going to have an issue with that, right? We're absolutely sure of that.
Yes.
Okay, great. The only thing that bothers me is every time I've said, "Are you absolutely sure of that?" I come back 10 minutes later and
Adam
you're not
got the
absolutely
TV
sure of that.
and everything else. All I had was a DVD player left.
Okay.
And the DVD player, that other TV that was in the living room I was using at the time. And I don't have any other cords or nothing. I don't know.
Okay.
can't believe she said that I argued, and I just
When
that blows my mind because I mean that.
Okay, well, you hold that to yourself for a second. Let's go over this again. You said the DVD player that you gave to the black guy along with the TV, was it functional? Did it work?
Yes.
And you traded him for some, what?
Crack.
Crack. You told me powder cocaine before.
Powder cocaine, crack.
Well, they're not the same thing. I mean, a user, they're not the same thing. Which was it?
It was crack.
Okay. So earlier when you told me you were absolutely sure that it was powder cocaine, you're not absolutely sure. You're now saying it's crack. Was that because you were confused or because you just didn't want to, or you didn't feel there was a difference?
Well, I just didn't want to crack.
You were pretty specific. It was
worse.
powder cocaine rather than crack.
You never specifically. You didn't say. You didn't say. Are you sure after every single word? I mean,
No, I didn't.
After the sentence, you said,
but I
"Are you
went
sure
over
you
it
traded
again.
this for powder cocaine
Okay.
cocaine?"
Right. But I did go over it with you, and I did ask you. And at the end of all of it, I said, "Are you sure?" So was that deliberate?
No, I mean.
Well, I mean,
cocaine
you
is-
said in your mind that
crack
powder you
cocaine.
think is not as bad, so it was deliberate. Okay, so you deliberately wanted me to think it was powder rather than crack because in your mind the powder is better than the crack. Okay. Scott, you need to realize that you have to be honest with me on this. That these discrepancies in your story don't shine good on you. Okay? I've had so many versions now of the story you're giving me. Okay? It's at my first rodeo, man. Okay? You're not being honest with me for a reason. Okay? So, can we get to the honesty part here?
I mean, I want to call Tasha right now. I mean, I want
Well, she just left here. I don't even think you would get her. She would have to get all the way home. But that's neither here nor there. Okay?
I mean,
You know who I want to call? I want to call you. I want to call you and find out what the hell's going on, man. Because, I really felt like when I talked to you Thursday and, I said, hey, man, Cheryl's dead. I really need to get a hold of Larry. I'm concerned. This is a homicide. How can I get a hold of her? Picked up that phone. He called me. I talked to him today. You said all that. I said, well, call him for me. You cooperated. You gave me that. You let me look around. I was looking for power cords and stuff like that. Now, if I'd have known that 4 days before that you'd have taken everything electronic out of your house, I would have been nice to know. If I'd known that the dresser that you somehow thought I would have seen it was already gone that previous Monday.
The TV's been gone longer than 4 days. The
Okay.
TV and surround sound. I mean, that's been gone like.
Well, it's 4 days. Yeah, it should be a week and 1 day is what it should be. Because now it would have been 4 days if the times were correct the first time you gave it to me. Now, I'm going to call Derek to make sure about this week off. But Danny was supposed to, when we talked to Danny, he was supposed to confirm with the others whether you had gotten it off. And
Sunday,
he further adds,
Sunday I was supposed to work and I didn't work.
Okay.
And then I talked to Derek. And then that's when he said, okay, take you a few days off,
Right.
and Wednesday's your normal day off. We got that covered.
Right.
Be ready to go Thursday. That starts the new pay week,
Right.
the beginning of the week when we start the paycheck.
So I'm going to have no problem getting through to Derek and getting that same answer.
Nope.
Okay. And Adam is the one that you had this arrangement with. Now, Adam, I understand, has a little baby, right? You work
He's
with
got a
him
little
on
girl.
Floor 3? Okay. Because he's concerned right now about getting over there to his little girl. So he's going to tell me that you had this deal arranged for Cheryl or was trying to arrange it with Cheryl that Monday. Is that correct? Is that what he's going to tell me?
Well, he's just going to say, some weed. I didn't say for who or what.
Oh, you didn't tell him it was for
No.
Cheryl? Okay. And he got the big screen TV and all that good stuff. Okay, now when we get to the black guy, he's going to tell me he had everything he needed for that DVD player except for the remotes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else there would have been. It was just a DVD player, the TV, and the thing.
What connects the DVD player to the TV?
I didn't hear him say anything about where's the power cords and nothing. He just took it and left. I mean, he
Okay.
didn't, I don't remember him saying,
If you remember,
hey, where's the cords and all that. He
Okay.
said, where's the remote?
If you remember prior to this, me coming back in here, when I was asking you about that, and you were going over, I think we started with game systems.
Mm-hmm.
Remember I asked you about game systems. Had you ever had one? You said never had one.
Never had a
I asked you about computer. Never had a computer.
Never had it.
Then we went over the big screen TV and all that stuff. And then we went over Adam buying the TV and the price of it, the surround sound. And I was very specific. Hey, did he have all the wires and stuff for that? And then we went over the
Adam
DVD.
got everything that was plugged up, hooked up in there. He got everything with that.
I understand.
I mean,
And you told me the same thing with the black guy getting the DVD player. Because I asked you, and I was specific about that, because that's one of the questions I have, is if all the wires are with it. And I made sure I asked you that question, and you were absolutely sure of it. And then when I came back in here and I asked you about it again, I'm asking you about these cords and stuff, and you telling me the only thing he was missing is the 2 remotes, which he got that following Sunday.
the remote, the DVD
That's the
player
only
didn't
thing
have
he's
one,
missing.
The remote.
Right, the remote for the TV, right? Because there's not one for the DVD player, right?
No, there's no remote for the DVD player.
Okay, so there's just one for the TV.
TV.
And that's the one he got on Sunday.
That's the one he got on Sunday.
Okay, so Tasha, who's telling me, she recalls the black guy saying, hey, how do I even know that this works? There's no cords for it. You don't have all the cords here. That's bullshit. That's what you're telling me.
I don't remember that. I mean, I think that's
Okay.
bullshit.
But when I asked you about it, you said all the wires are there, correct? So are you sure that all the wires are there for that DVD player?
I don't remember. I had the cord, the plug that plugs it in wrapped around it.
Mm-hmm.
And I really don't remember if there was any cords with it or not.
Okay. But you were sure of that before I took the break.
I'm telling you, man, I think Larry's talked to her and said something about cords or something, because she's too involved and saying too much stuff.
Well, I'm asking
that
her
she wouldn't know
specifically about that.
Okay.
And then she recalls, this was said.
I don't know what else to say, man.
Well, you're sure one minute, you're not the next.
Telling you,
That's what's killing me.
He's got the DVD player.
Okay. Well, I don't doubt that.
I traded
Hell,
it.
I got a witness that
I
says
traded it
that.
for drugs.
But does he got the power cords to it? You're telling me, first you're telling me yes. Then you're telling me now
When
you're not
said
so
the power
sure.
cords, I thought you meant like the cord, because the DVD player's got it plugs in the back, and it's got the cords you plug in the wall. You can take that off. That's like, it pulls out.
So the power cord is detachable.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
but a DVD player, for it to work, has to have some type of connections between it and the television.
I don't think there was any RCA jacks or anything.
Okay. You remember that word RCA jacks?
Yeah.
Okay. RCA jacks. No remote, but there was RCA jacks. Look right here. I wrote that. No remote, and then there's RCA jacks right here. You know why I wrote that? And that's what I wrote the first time when I left, before I went and talked to her. So this last little break, because you mentioned specifically the same word, RCA jacks.
Mm-hmm.
So I wrote it down that way, because you said they were there.
And you said, what are you talking about? And I said the 2 things.
Yeah, I know, and you explained how it was. So you were very sure of them being there prior to my break. Now after talking to her, and after her telling me about this, now you're not sure. And now you're saying even further that you don't remember there being RCA jacks. When before this interview, you specifically said RCA jacks when I asked you if the cords were all there.
You haven't talked to him yet and asked him?
No, I haven't talked to him yet. I haven't talked to him. I just talked to her.
I don't know, man. I think you're tricking me now, or trying to confuse me or something.
I'm trying not to trick you. I'm
know.
trying not to confuse you. Trust me, I don't want to confuse you. Hell, you've messed up every date I've had so far, right?
Mm-hmm.
Said it's one thing, been absolutely sure, and then as soon as I show proof the other way, it's changed again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me get a hold of Derek. Let's get that issue settled, okay? Let me call Derek real quick. So I'll be right in here. Do you need to go to the bathroom? You need some water?
I do need to use the restroom.
Sure. Let me get somebody over here to take care of that for you. I'll be right back. I will call Mr. Derek, and we'll go from there. Okay?
So as I mentioned earlier, when they found the body, these RCA wires were wrapped around Cheryl's hands, and which tied the body up. The suspect, as you heard, claimed there was RCA. Then he just confirmed in this interview there was an RCA. So the police officer is thinking, okay, well, why are you hiding this? But what's interesting to me in that moment is instead of asking the officer, are you trying to trip me up? He says, you are trying to trip me up. So maybe now in Scott's mind, he's thinking, oh no, I've told a lie that he's picking up on. Either way, let's get on to the second interview now.
All right, Scott. Back again. You're under arrest for the murder of Cheryl Kane. I have a warrant right here for your arrest. Open count of homicide. Signed by the judge. This is your rights. Today's date. Here's what's going on. I got the DNA back. Your DNA is on the steering wheel of her car. Your DNA is on the cord around her hands. And your DNA is touch DNA all over her person.
Yeah.
Okay? Her wallet's there in your house.
Good. You don't have my DNA.
I have your DNA.
You don't have nothing.
Okay. I have your DNA.
If this is one of those scare tactics, like the 8-hour interview.
See that report right there? FDLE report right there. This is about Cheryl Renee Kane. Scott Thompson is included in DNA profile 37. It goes on and on and on like that. See your name? Exhibit Scott Thompson?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No, this ain't no bullshit. And, this is your opportunity here to tell me what led to this incident. It doesn't mean, I don't know exactly what happened because obviously only you and her were there. But this isn't a question of whether or not you did it or not. This is a question of why you did it or not. If you don't want to talk, that's fine. You will obviously get your day in court to explain what happened. But if there's some mitigating circumstances, she attacked you, anything happened along those lines, I need to know about it now.
No.
Okay. So, we're going to talk about this or no?
No, I don't. I mean, you don't have my DNA.
Okay.
I've never been in her car.
Okay. You've never been in her car?
Never been in her car.
Okay. And
I've ridden in her car once, a long time ago.
Okay. Were you driving?
No.
Okay. Your DNA is included on her steering wheel.
There's no way.
Sorry. Your DNA is included on those power cords around her wrist. Now, I know we had this little thing about the DVD player that you gave to that guy, and, I've gotten that DVD player, and he says you provide him with cords to it. So I don't know if these are different cords or what, but these 3-prong cords that will go into like a DVD player or something, your DNA's coming back on that and all over the person. The only thing I figured, because there wasn't no fingerprints, is that you were sweating when you did this, and maybe your sweat dropped in there, or maybe you took your gloves off and thought you were cool just touching the clothing part and that you wouldn't get fingerprints on that. I don't know. But you're saying you never drove a car. You're coming back on a car, on the steering wheel. So if you've never been in a car, that's fine. But your DNA's in her car, and that's the problem. Your wallet ends up in your house, under your bed. Now, I know you said that Larry Spears must have put that there. You found it in Larry Spears' thing. Larry Spears' phone records come back that he's in Alabama. His DNA ain't showing up anywhere on this. That's the problem. I don't have Larry Spears' DNA on our steering wheel. I don't have Larry Spears' DNA on the cords. I have yours. Okay?
No.
So if Larry's excluded, you're telling me you found the stuff in his room and you thought that, hey, I'll just take this and put it underneath my bed and hold it for me. Well, that's kind of a bullshit story. We kind of knew that from the get-go, didn't we? Okay? The situation is, I don't know what brought on the thing. I mean, I realize you were arguing with her that day over money or some crap. That's the information I have. But I don't think that's enough to kill somebody. If you were with her that day, this would be the time to explain how your DNA's on her.
I was not with her that day.
Okay. You're not with her that day? You ain't drove her car and you didn't touch the cords, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Talk to me. How are you do you own some of her clothing? I mean, have you been over to her house and done her laundry or something? I mean, there's got, it don't just magically appear. And Larry's isn't there. That's what hurts even more. I mean, if her wallet ended up under my bed and Larry's DNA was all over this shit, well, now I probably isn't here talking to Larry right now. But that ain't the case. Okay?
All right.
Now, I don't know if she attacked you, if she was pissed off at you because you owed her money. I don't know if she threatened you or what happened. But I do know she's dead. She's tied up. You're on her car. You're on the straps around her hands, and you got DNA all over her clothing. I don't understand how that happened. This would be, hey, if something mitigating here, this is when we talk about it. This is not that time, well, I'm going to deny. I need to know. Shit didn't just magically appear. And I think I've been honest with you every time we've been in here. And I've explained things as I went, what was going on. Went and told you, hey, I'm going to go talk to this person. I'm going to talk to this person. I'm going to tell you. And I came back with you each time. This isn't a mystery thing. I don't sit here and come in here and try and tell you, hey, I got this big folder of bullshit. No, this is real stuff. I come in here and I've been straight up with you each time. Here's what I learned. Can you explain this? Now, you've backpedaled in the past. Well, I showed you the phone records. You said, well, I don't remember all those phone calls. Okay? Well, maybe you don't. But we got a situation here where this isn't a memory thing. You're there. That ain't the question. The question is, why are you there? Now, if you got an explanation for that, I'm willing to hear it. Then that's what I'm here to do. I'm willing to hear your explanation. Okay? Sit there and shake your head all you want, but it's there.
What do I need to do to sign this?
That's just saying that you understand your rights. You don't have to talk to me.
Okay.
And if you don't want to talk to me, that's fine. That's just saying you understand that I explained that to you. Okay?
Let's see.
You have the right to make something. Everything I just read to you right there. And I'll witness it. There got to be an explanation, dude. The only explanation I know of is that you killed her. Talk to me. Tell me.
Have I been hiding? Have I been?
No, you haven't been hiding. You've been in the jail. I mean,
before that, was I?
No.
Was I trying to be deceitful?
Maybe. Well, I didn't think you were being totally honest with me because I kept catching little lies.
Yeah.
But we're beyond that now.
All right.
So if there's some reason why you're supposed to, your DNA is going to be on there. If there's some reason you forgot, this is the time to damn sure remember. This is serious business right here, right now. Okay.
Yeah, my DNA is not in that car.
Okay.
And it is not on her.
It is.
It's not in the steering
And
wheel.
and that's what I'm telling you. It is. Now you may be smart enough to wear gloves so the fingerprints aren't there, but apparently you took them off or you sweated down on them. That's the only explanation I have for it because I don't have your fingerprints there. I think you were very careful. I think you did a very good job wearing gloves the entire time you're taping her. I just want to know why. She obviously y'all got a little bit of issue according to your friend Miss Fowler. You're cussing and yelling up a storm mad at her that day. I don't see the reason.
Did you ever ask her sister Pam that was in the car that same question?
No.
Because
I understand you were dating Pam, huh?
No.
Went out with her or something?
No, never.
That was interest I had. I talked to Fowler, who says she's in there, and she's telling me she knows Cheryl and knows her voice.
I told her it was Cheryl. I wasn't arguing.
Okay, so you're talking with her on the phone, but she's saying you're cussing up a storm and angry, and it's all over money. Now, you told me you paid Cheryl back on Friday, as I recall, right? Okay, so you paid her this money, right? This conversation is supposed to happen on Monday. I guess during all that series of phone calls that you have that afternoon with her. Because you're talking to Cheryl, I think, like 6 times that evening. The last person you talked to on your cell phone, because I've only got your cell phone records, is her. You talked to your last 3 phone calls are all her. Okay? So, you're telling me that you're calling to try and get her some drugs. You have 3 phone calls with her, but I don't see where you're trying to call the drug dealer for. I met the drug dealer. I actually got a hold of him and talked to him.
Yeah.
I had to go get the folder, get his name. You described the gold color thing, the car. He's got an aunt. He didn't want to tell me his first name, but I ended up getting a hold of him, talking to him and his aunt. He said he was nervous talking to you because he had heard about some murder. I guess he knows Larry Spears too, and y'all met this drug dealer through Larry's. He said he recorded you when you came over. I got a recording of the recording. I got a recording of where he recorded. You remember him recording you?
On his cell phone?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He recorded it off his cell phone. I recorded that. I may still have it. Well, anyway, you just go over, oh yeah, the cops are talking to me about this. But yeah, I talked to him, find out what was going on that day. I've talked to everybody, dude.
All right.
And, you're arguing with her over money. Do I think that's enough to kill somebody? No. But obviously you got anger problems because we know about the other incident, right? What you're in here for. Okay? So were you that angry?
No. I'm not that angry of a person.
Okay, you're not. Well, you had an issue with that one incident, I guess. And maybe that was unique. Okay? But she's saying that you're yelling and cussing, calling her the biatch and cunt and all this other stuff.
That is
screaming
the most
and hollering.
bullshit.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I'm just talking to the witnesses. Okay? So you got that. Her wallet appears there in your house. Now, let me tell you, if Larry Spears' DNA was in there, I'm all about everybody and his brother was saying, Larry Spears did this. That's why came to you that first time I talked to you. Said, hey, I want to find your roommate. I need to talk to Larry Spears. Remember that day?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I'm hot and heavy going to try and talk to him because everybody and his brother saying, hey, Larry had some girl die over his house. And Larry's a bad person. He was with her. He's probably jealous. She's got a new boyfriend. I'm all about that, right? I go over there, find out. Phone records show him up in Alabama. I can actually see him because he's making phone calls as he's going up to Alabama. DNA, none of it comes back on him. Who she's talking to is you. Where her wallet where we find her wallet, it's in your house. Did she leave her wallet in your house today she came over to pay you? Maybe that's it. She leave the wallet over there today she come and pay you? She'll here, give me the money you want and here's my wallet too. Do you remember her even coming in your house?
Yeah.
Okay, where'd she go?
We were in Larry's room. He has a safe, like a big, blonde, kind of cream-colored safe.
Right.
And she wanted to get in there and get some little needles out of it.
Okay. Didn't tell me this the other time. So tell me about these needles.
Well, that was a few days before.
Oh, we talked about that day, remember?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we got some details. So tell me about this day.
And she just came in and got it, and that's when I paid her.
So you think maybe she left the wallet in there?
I don't know.
My parents see it on Sunday, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And the green purse. You said you've never been in her car or driven her car?
Mm-hmm.
Steering wheel, dude. Steering wheel.
All right.
I mean, what can I say? If I was finding Larry's DNA all over this, it would be a totally different situation. But, her wallet, who's seen by the family, the day that she is last seen, last time they see her, she's got that wallet. She's got that little green purse. The little black wallet's with it. See them both laying on the counter. Her daddy swears up and down he saw it that day. Okay? It ends up under your bed between mattresses. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know you say you found it in Larry. Don't make sense. If Larry's out of town, how'd the wallet get over there? And phone records are showing him. I mean, I'm doing tower hits. This ain't no joke. We do tower hits. I go tower hits. I'm seeing him go up Molino, head up in Century. He makes a call about 9:45 that night. Call somebody, and the phone call shows him up in Alabama. Ain't no bullshit. She's talking to you 5 minutes before that on the phone, on your phone. Both your phone records and her phone records show that. She's yakking to you. She don't make any more phone calls that night. After about 9:45, she's done. No more phone calls. And then I got some ladies telling me, hey, we're over here at the bus station. About 1:30 or so in the morning, we see a car blacked out coming down Burgess Road. Pull into that Shell station. hear a commotion over by the dumpster. I don't know if it was the lid slamming down. I don't know if it's her body getting thrown in there. Then the car's blacked out driving back up Burgess Road. So I got a pretty good time frame on when this all occurred. That night you're supposed to be home alone, doing nothing. Nobody can confirm where the hell you are. You don't make any more phone calls until the next morning. You're busy all night. I guess you were sleeping it off. Okay? I mean, that was your story, right? You're home alone,
I worked
right?
the next day.
Yeah, work the next day. And you're on the phone. I checked out all the phone calls that you made. I know you called to check on your warrants, all that good stuff. I mean, I know the phone calls you made. I checked all your phone records, went through every one of them. Okay? But the problem I got is that wallet, how does it mysteriously get under your bed when he's out of town? Okay? That wallet, your explanation is you find it in Larry's stuff. Did we walk through that house that day? I didn't see it sitting around. I didn't see it sitting around there. Did you? All of a sudden it appears and it's under your bed. I think that, if I was going to go back and look at this and see, hey, what did he screw up on? That wallet would ring big time. I think the wallet you screwed up on. I think you did a damn good job with fingerprints. You must have gloved up, and it's hard with electrical tape. With that big, thick black tape, it's hard to tape stuff up with gloves on. Hey, it wasn't a fingerprint on it. I think you had to wipe the car too, because there wasn't any fingerprints on the car, but the touch DNA was there. That's what got you. That's what bit you in the butt. That and the wallet were the two things, I think, where you failed. Did a pretty good job other than that. And this isn't, this ain't no bullshit. Maybe there was some situation I don't know about there that day, because I don't know exactly what occurred. I don't even know exactly where this took place at. I just know the end result is a woman dead. Okay? Her family wants answers. I certainly would like to have the answers. I'm curious as a cat. That's why I do this job. Because I want to know. My whole job is to find out the truth. That's why we check all the facts. Okay? But the DNA report's coming back with you on the steering wheel, you on the electrical cord, you on the clothing. Okay? The wallet's in your house. It's in your house at a time when Larry Spears is confirmed out of town. Okay? So your story is that you find it in Larry Spears. I don't know, man. It don't make sense. The only thing that makes sense is it's you. We took all these facts and presented them to a judge, and he felt the same way. Okay? That's why the judge signed it. So, if you want to sit here and deny, I'm telling you, you're going to go down the cold-blooded killer who did it. If there's something that went wrong, if there's something that happened, this is the time to tell me. This is the time to tell me, hey, she was pissed off. I owed her money. Thought pulled the gun on me. I did take care of myself. I don't know. I don't know what happened. But this is the time to tell me. Okay? Because we keep jacking around like this, and then all of a sudden you want to go the day of the court and say, yeah, a year and a half ago when I got arrested for this, I didn't want to tell the policeman, but, we got in an argument. It was an accident. I don't want to hear all that bullshit. I don't want to hear all that whining and crying stuff later. I want to know about it now. So if you got an explanation for all these facts coming back to you, I am all about hearing it. All about it. Okay?
Got nothing.
Got nothing. Okay. I got nothing. Judge don't sign for nothing, dude. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You don't sign. I don't get a warrant signed off nothing. So, that's your explanation. That's your explanation. But,
that's it.
Damn. There's no reason you can tell me why your DNA would be there. No reason you can tell me why the wallet would end up under your bed. That actually makes sense. Where'd the wallet come from, dude? Where'd the wallet come from? What were y'all talking about on the phone all night? You couldn't have been talking about. You do have the right to remain silent. You don't have to talk to me at all, and I told you that in the rights. If you don't want to talk to me, don't talk to me. But I got questions, and the family's got questions, and everybody wants answers. Okay? If you can tell me what y'all were talking about, it can't be a drug dealer. It can't be over drugs because you didn't call nobody else to try and get her no drugs. The last 3 phone calls are with her. You don't call anybody else. So if you're trying to get her drugs, who you calling? Nobody. You just go to bed, I guess, right?
I told you.
She don't come by.
No.
Nobody's over there. Nobody's with you all night. You don't drive her car. How's your DNA on the damn steering wheel, dude? I don't know either. Look, I don't go out to try and focus in on it. You came out of left space. I tell you, the first time I saw you, I could tell you were nervous, but I didn't know why. I was trying to get to Larry Spears, was I not? I mean, that was my goal. That's where I was headed to. I wanted to go to Alabama and talk to Larry Spears. You put me on the phone with him. I was all about that. But the more I checked on Larry, the more I checked on Tommy Cody, they don't match up. Everything's coming back to you.
Obviously.
So, why? Other than you did it, why? Somebody walking around collecting your skin, trying to put DNA on you?
Must be.
Well, they should have collected your fingerprints. That would have been easier, huh?
You're the only one that got my DNA.
Okay. Me, FDLE, I don't collect that. The crime scene does, but yeah. You gave it to the courts, you gave it to me, right? That's about it. Nobody else collected any. But it's on our steering wheel. You know? And that wallet, man, talk to me about this wallet, man. I mean, you had an excuse that day. Tell me again where you found it.
I need to use the bathroom whenever we get a chance.
You can use the bathroom. You want to go right now? I'll let you go right now. Sure. Wallet where? Where do you find that wallet again?
I'm waiting for my day in court, like you said, man.
Okay. You don't want to talk to me? I'll get up and go. If you don't want to talk to me, that's fine. I just want to remind you, this is the last time you are going to get a chance to talk to me before court. Last time you'll get a chance to get your signed versions out.
So as this went to trial, Scott was found guilty and sentenced to life for the murder of Cheryl. He appealed his sentence and they rejected his appeal. So I want to ask you, do you think from this entire video he was guilty? They've got the DNA. They seem to have wires and stuff from his house. All other suspects have been eliminated. I think the second interview, where he was silent towards the end, told us more than the first interview. Anyway, comment, tell me what you think.